Hello everybody, welcome to our market report. So today what we're going to talk about a sector that totally is showing that there is a movement that lays ahead on that sector. It's the solar industry. So there's a lot of solar stocks which have rebounded when you have seen that in the last 2 days that the markets have been going down. So today we just want to bring to your attention that this sector, there are a lot of stocks that you should watch. So today we're Wednesday, November 23rd, 2011. So how did the markets reacted for the last few days? As you can see here for the Nasdaq, the situation was all on the downside. It has been going down for the last few days. Dow Jones, same scenario also. But remember, the situation also is showing that the situation of the oversold is starting to confirm itself more and more. It's not quite there yet, but when the situation is oversold, usually investors are starting to see, okay, you know what, at this price, it might be a bargain to buy back some stocks. But we have to wait to see that the yellow line is going up, as also the red line to go up, to be able to confirm that this oversold situation, there's starting to be an inflow of money into the markets, and if ever the yellow line and the red line goes up, well, then we will have a confirmation that investors are starting to flow more money into the markets to be able to buy back their shares at the bargain price. So the ETF of the solar energy, what does it do? When you have seen that the markets have been going down for the last few days, this ETF didn't really react. It totally stayed flat, but it bounced back slightly, about 0.35%. As you can see here, it's still maintaining its downward trend. So are we going, of course, to enter into that ETF for swing trading? No, not yet. What we have to see is, first of all, a stabilization phase and then a big push here on the upside to be able to confirm that, yes, we can enter into that ETF for swing trading and also higher volume. So far, it is not the case, but the fact that this ETF resisted the decrease that we have seen in the markets in the last few days show us that really there's a move that lays ahead, and there's a move that is preparing itself on those solar stocks. So let's take a look at some solar stocks. We have Yingli Green Energy. What we have to watch for that stock to be in a breakout is, first of all, for it to break that resistance, as you can see here, and this is a support. So this resistance has to be broke through, but also we have to revert its downward trend. Don't forget that Yingli Energy already did a false technical signals around here, but if ever at 419 Yingli Energy breaks that resistance, well, then the stock will be on the move and will revert its downward trend here, as you can see with this line. So there's less probability that the stock will just correct itself and make a false signals, just like it did here during the end of October. And also on the stochastics, that shows you that really investors are starting to see it as a bargain and then flowing more money into that stock. As you can see, the yellow line and the green line, the red line, are all going up over the overbought situation. So that shows you that there has been an inflow of money into that stock, and that also is a sign that there's a movement that lays ahead when you have seen a decrease in the market for the last few days. Yingli Energy, LDK Solar, same pattern. Investors are starting to inflow more money into that stock. The stock rebounded, but it's too early to be able to swing trade. In terms of day trading, of course, yes, you can make some money in this to be able, of course, to benefit from the volatility. But to be able to confirm an entry point for swing trading, we'll have to wait for LDK Solar to break through that downward trend, as you can see here. So where this arrow lays, it's around 352. That's where LDK Solar will be a buy for swing trading, and also you've seen the confirmation that the investors are starting to inflow more money into that stock. Trina Solar Limited, same scenario also. All of them are doing the same pattern. They're all bouncing back after their big downward trend, but they have not reverted the downward trend, but they are worth to watch. Rena Solar Limited, SOL on the New York Stock Exchange. We have JSO Solar Holdings, which is actually bouncing back slightly, 2.19%. JASO on the Nasdaq. And also we have First Solar, one of the biggest solar players in the market and the industry. This stock here has not did not decrease as much as the market. It just stayed totally flat, but really the stock didn't really went as far down as the markets did. So it stayed flat, and we still have to wait for First Solar to be around 49.31 to be able to confirm an entry point for First Solar in swing trading, because it reverts its downward trend. And also the stochastics are not really as clear as the one, for example, for JR Solar Holding. But First Solar, that's why if we don't rely on the stochastics, well, then we have to rely on First Solar to break through its resistance at 49.31. Fuel cell energy stays totally flat. In terms of the Canadian side, we have some stocks here like NK Nikon, Wind Energy, NKW on the venture stock exchange. NKW is actually going up, so it did not really react as the other stocks did on the American in the American markets. But Nikon Energy, even if it's not the ideal stock to be able to day trade, but the fact that it's trading 7,000 shares, and it's making a pattern on the upside. I think that's a good stock worth to follow. Sprott Power also is just correcting itself after keeping its upward trend, so it's only a small correction and testing again its upward trend with this line. We have Energex Renewable Energy, which stays totally flat, but at least didn't really follow the downward trend of the American solar stocks. It just maintained its upward trend, but just stabilized. 5 Plus stay flat, but maintain its downward trend, as you can see here with this line. So totally a sideways formation. So we'll have to wait for 5 Plus to not only break through that resistance around here, but also break through the downward trend at this price here, so at a 633, to be able to confirm an entry point for swing trading. So those are the list of the stocks that you could shop around. As you can see here, it starts from TAN, YGE, and this is the where it's traded. So this is N, New York Stock Exchange, Q for NASDAQ, T for TSX, and V for the venture market. So those are type of stocks that you should follow and that have resisted the decrease on the markets. So that said, folks, don't forget to always follow us on facebook.com/decisionplus, also on our website decisionplus.com, to have another update on the markets. To learn more about us, go to decisionplus.com on the section free trial, try marketguru.tv.